There's really not a lot to this recipe. I feel like you guys are gonna watch this and you're gonna be like, that's it? But then you're gonna see the cookies at the end. And you're gonna say, oh, okay. I see where she was going with that. Hi, I'm Melissa Clark, and I'm a food reporter for the New York Times, and I'm here in the studio kitchen because it's Cookie Week, and Cookie Week is obviously the best week of the year because we get to eat lots of cookies. And today I'm gonna make my contribution to this lineup. It's a crunchy coconut twist. It's crunchy, it's sugary, it's made with purchased puff pastry, so it's also easy. I wanted to do something that was a little bit sneaky. I wanted to do a cookie that looked like a breadstick. Why? I don't know. I wanted my cookie to be different. I wanted my cookie to be special. I like being sneaky. I wanted to just stand out, I guess. So I was thinking, what kind of cookie looks like those big cheese straws? And I came up with the idea of using coconut. Shredded coconut, when you bake it, turns brown, but it looks like grated cheddar cheese. A little bit of sugar and egg wash makes it crunchy and shiny. It is a gorgeous presentation, and it's really easy. I put an apron on because I will make a mess. It's very bright and very festive. I have the ingredients here. It's super simple. It's sweetened shredded coconut, granulated sugar, and then I'm gonna mix up a little egg wash, and the egg wash is what is going to get the sugar and coconut to stick to the puff pastry. So, very basic. So the thing about an egg wash is you want to add a little bit of liquid, either milk or water. In this case, I'm going to add heavy cream. Why? Because why not, right? It makes it a little bit richer. It helps get gorgeously brown. But if you don't have heavy cream, go ahead and use milk. And the salt goes into the egg wash, and the egg wash helps the salt become evenly dispersed all over the pastry. Mix it up until it is a uniform color. And now I'm going to mix up the sugar and the coconut. So when you're measuring any kind of ingredient that's moist and sticky like this, press it in. You always want to pack it. But the thing about this cookie recipe is it doesn't matter that much. A little bit more, a little bit less, it's very forgiving. Somebody out there is going to ask me if they can do this with unsweetened shredded coconut. The answer is absolutely. It's not going to be as good. You're making a cookie, for goodness sakes. You're not making granola. Buy the sweetened stuff. Come on. So you're looking for the sugar to evenly coat the coconut. Now let's roll the puff pastry. Instead of using flour to roll this out, I'm going to roll it out between 2 sheets of parchment paper. It's much flakier if it doesn't absorb extra flour. I'm looking for about 1/8 of an inch thick. When you buy puff pastry, it's already probably 1/4 inch thick. You're just rolling it out a little more. As you can see, it is not exactly even, and it doesn't matter because you're going to twist them and you're not going to see the fact that the edges are not even. See? Totally forgiving. Who doesn't love that? All right, so I'm going to brush a little bit of the egg wash on the top. Anytime you are brushing egg on something, it is either there to add color and shine, or it's there to glue something down. And in this case, it's doing both. You want to work kind of quickly so the pastry doesn't get too soft. And then I'm just going to put this right on top. I'm going to use half of this, and I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to use the other half. Just spread it out with your hands. You want the edge to be nicely sugared and coconutted. Like when you're making a sandwich, you know how you have to spread the mayo out to the edge or the mustard out to the edge? Otherwise you're sad because that first bite you're like, alrighty. Now, I'm going to press this in a little bit so it adheres. Not too hard, just gently. I mean, you don't even need to press. The weight of the rolling pin is enough. And then the sugar and the coconut is going to stick a little bit better. And now I'm going to slide this onto this tray and put it in the fridge and let it chill. Then we're going to just flip it over and do the same thing on the other side. And back into the fridge to keep the condiments company. So if you don't have any room in your fridge and you are making these in the winter, you can just use your walk-in, which is your fire escape or your deck. Just make sure to cover the pan really well. Keep the critters at bay. So we're going to cut these now. Don't worry too much about making them even. See how this is not even? This first one I'm cutting, it doesn't matter. The thinner that you can get them, the crunchier they will be. If they're slightly thicker, they're gonna be a little bit flakier. In a way, it's kind of nice to have a mix. And all of them are gonna be delicious. So something I've been noticing about my cutting is as I get impatient to get to the end, I make them slightly bigger. Like, okay, enough already. So now I'm gonna twist and I'm gonna lay them down on my baking sheet. I'm just gonna twist a couple of times. And then this is important. When you're done twisting, you wanna press the edges down. And by pressing the edges down just a little bit, it's gonna keep it from untwisting. Don't worry if the coconut falls off. That is definitely gonna happen, and it's fine. I would say err on the side of over twisting rather than under twisting, because the twistier they are, the crunchier they are. You can space these pretty close together. They don't spread. You just need about an inch in between them. This is definitely where you want to have your music on. Something boppy, you know, something where you can like, da, da, da. You don't want anything where you're gonna sing. I don't think I can sing and twist. I think I'm not good at that. It's like chewing gum and patting your head in your, you know that thing where you pat your, don't do that while you're doing this or you'll get coconut in your hair. I think this is our first twisted cookie. We have seen so many gorgeous cookies, but not a twisted cheese straw impersonator. You want to take all of this coconut that you have, all this sugar, and you're just going to sprinkle it right on top. Some of it is going to bake off, and it's just going to stay on the cookie sheet, and that's perfectly fine, because you're just going to eat that. And then this goes back in the fridge, and this needs to really, really chill solidly before you bake it. I am going to bake one tray at a time so that they are evenly colored, and the range in baking time, the thicker they are, the longer they take to cook. 15 to 22 might seem like a long time for those, but it just depends. These can go longer, so they're just too pale on top. It's got to look like cheddar. So, a couple more minutes. All right, so this is what you want it to look like. They're golden brown. Coconut's a little bit darker on the tray, which is fine. Are they cheese sticks or are they crunchy coconut twists? They're crunchy, they're flaky, they're so buttery, and they are perfectly sweet. This is my favorite kind of cookie. It's like the edges off a pie crust. It's like just the sweet little crispy bits. I mean, who doesn't love a platter of sweet little crispy bits? Especially when they're as pretty as these. So that is it for Cookie Week. I hope you have enjoyed these cookies. I hope you make all of them or some of them. If I'm the last one, then where are all the other cookies? Wait, what's that? What? Oh, I swear to God, I had no idea this was coming. Okay, so here are all the cookies. I hope you enjoy all of these cookies as much as I'm about to. These are gorgeous. Check out all the other cookies on NYT Cooking. They are so fun to bake. And happy holidays. Happy baking.